Hi friends, today we are going to see the past year NEET questions for the chapter Strategies for Enhancement in Food Production. And earlier we have completed 3 parts, and today in this video we will cover the part 4. So let's begin with the first question here. This question was asked in the year 2001. Very simple question in fact. What is the best pH of soil for cultivation of plants? Okay, we all know when it comes to a plant cultivation, the soil plays a very vital role, because based upon the soil fertility, based upon the pH of the soil, all these characters will help the plant to grow and sometimes even give us good results. So a soil should not be highly acidic and it should not be highly basic. It should be somewhere between acidic and basic. Being too basic will also not help the plant. Being too acidic will also not help the plant. So I've given you the clue now. So option A is 3.4 to 5.4, which is acidic. 4.5 to 8.5, it is too acidic and too basic. And if you look at B, 6.5 to 7.5 is okay. 5.6 to again 6.5, it is not at all a balanced state. The right pH for cultivation of plant, and especially when it comes to a soil, the best pH is 6.5 to 7.5. Here this pH is neither too acidic nor too basic. It is in a balanced state. Therefore the right answer to this question is option B. Next question here. Before European invader, which vegetable was absent in India? I think all of you would have known what the answer is. I already gave a clue in the clue is we've done it in part 3. I told you there are some crops or vegetables which came from the New World. Yes, one is potato and the other is tomato. Before European invader, which vegetable was absent in India was tomato and potato. That's why they are called as English vegetables. Okay, the right answer to this question is option A. Next question here. Which statement is correct about the center of origin of plant? So what statement do you think? We have to analyze the statements here. More diversity in improved varieties, frequency of dominant gene is more, and climatic conditions more favorable. None of these. Green manure companies of quick growing herbaceous crops, they are mixed with soil to enrich the soil. They supply organic matter and also additional nitrogen for the plant. Okay, so which statement here is correct? I've given you a clue. The right answer is frequency of the dominant gene is more. See, initially before this transgenic plants or hybridization, a lot of biopesticides, a lot of fertilizers were used. Even now you have that system being used. But what is the sign from the research department? What do they say is, instead of going for the usage of high usage of these fertilizers or pesticides, especially now they are predominantly using chemical pesticides, which is not good for intaking. So what do they say is, why don't we create transgenic plants? So the gene is the modified one, but sometimes it is an advantage, sometimes it's a disadvantage. So it's a two-way proportion. Likewise, if you say the usage of the biopesticides, biofertilizers, even when they use a chemical fertilizer, you have the other way around. There are uses, there are disadvantages also. Now this question, what clearly states us is, which statement is correct about the center of origin plant is the frequency of the dominant gene is more. The right answer is option B. Next question here. Triticale has been evolved by intergeneric hybridization between dash. This question also we discussed earlier in part 3. So if you remember, it is none other than wheat and rye. And this rye, if you see, it is in close association with barley and wheat. That is why it was easy for them to evolve this intrageneric hybridization. Otherwise it would not been that successful. The right answer to this question is option A. So Triticale is here, you have, it's a cereal obtained by crossing the wheat and rye in order to improve the production and biochemical composition of the organism. It is cultivated in regions with unfavorable conditions. Okay, So mostly they go for this cultivation in unfavorable situations where they don't get the proper facilities for the crop cultivation. Okay, the right answer is option A. Next question here. Which one of the following insecticide is more stable in the environment? Okay, you have 4 insecticides here. DDT. What is the full form of DDT? Any idea? See, DDT stands for you can mention it as dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane. So what is the full form here? It is dichloro diphenyl trichloroethane. Okay, so DDT is a tasteless, colorless, crystalline and almost odorless organochloride substance which is a famous insecticidal used. It is poisonous for both humans and animals. So which one of the following insecticide is more stable in the environment? If you see, it is DDT. What about the rest that is given here? Option B, diazonin. Diazinon. What do you mean by that? See, diazinon is a common name of the organophosphorus pesticide that is used to control pests or insects in soil or ornamental plants or sometimes in fruit and vegetable field crops as well. Okay, it was formerly used as an active ingredient in household and garden products to control the flies, fleas and cockroaches also, but it is not stable when compared to DDT. The same will follow for the rest as well. Okay, option C, camphor, and then you have malthion. All these are examples of pesticides, but the only thing is that they are not stable when compared to that of DDT. Okay, it cannot be further metabolized into any stable byproduct. Therefore the right answer to this question is DDT, option A. Next question here. The first transgenic crop, very easy question. The first transgenic crop was dash. The first transgenic crop, so it's not cotton. Okay, there we use BT cotton, right? No, before cotton something else comes. That is tobacco. The first transgenic crop was tobacco, which was developed in USA in the year 1986. It was said to be herbicide resistant. Therefore the answer is option C. Okay, next question. The new variety of plants are produced by dash. This question was asked in the year 1999. Okay, the new varieties of plants. Okay, nowadays if you see, there's a lot of usage about this transgenic plants. Now what do you mean by new variety of plants? How do they go about that variety? See, one thing, you have to go for selection. What is it? Selection of the right thing, because in order to go for the best result you need to be selective. The same thing follows for us in life as well. We have some project to do, we have some work to do, we need to be selective, especially when it comes to time management. We should be careful, otherwise we will not be able to attain it at the right time. So likewise, these new varieties of plants, it's a success. So once again it depends. The first thing is selection, and the other thing that is responsible is hybridization. Okay, selection is picking up only those plants for the reproduction which have the desired qualities that we want. They can be resistant, they can be disease free. So many qualities are required. Hybridization, as you all know, it is the crossing of 2 or more types of plants by bringing their traits together in their progeny. So introduction is taking a plant or a new variety from the area where it grows naturally, so that you will know. See, you must have seen some places, you see certain plants growing irrespective of the unfavorable conditions. So you can take and research them, what gives them that resistance, how can they manage such conditions. All these gives you an idea of how you can bring about all these new varieties. So this is one part. So the new varieties of plants, they are produced by selection and hybridization, which is option A. Next question here. Exponential growth of cells is a characteristic feature of dash. What do you mean by exponential growth? A steady growth. What is it called as? It is called as steady growth. Okay, even when you talk in terms of growth curve, we tell that we have lag phase, log phase, stationary phase, then we have the decline phase. Likewise, exponential is where you see defined or steady growth, and that is prevalent, or it's a characteristic feature of the tissue culture cells. Okay, yeah, tissue culture shows sigmoid growth curve. That's what I said, the 4 different phases when it comes to a sigmoid curve. Okay, the right answer is option A. Next question here. Next, we have a question which was asked in the year 1998. Lathrism, which is caused by the consumption of kesari dal, is a disease characterized by dash. Okay. What do you mean by lathrism? How can you define them? Before we go into the answer directly, let's discuss what is this lathrism. Okay, this is a tropical disease that is marked by tremors, muscular weakness, and many more symptoms, and this is more prevalent in South Asia. Okay, it is commonly attributed to be continued by the consumption of the seeds of the grass pea. Okay, so lathrism which is caused by the consumption of the kesari dal, is a disease that is characterized by option D, gross skeletal deformation and thinning of the collagen fibers and fibrils. So this is they've done with kesari dal, but in South Asia, if you see, this disease is caused by consumption of grass pea. Okay, so this disease is characterized by gross skeletal deformation and thinning of the collagen fibers and fibrils. Okay, next question here. Biological control component is central to the advanced agricultural production. Which of the following is used as a 3rd generation pesticide? So you're given 4 options here, but when it comes to the 3rd generation pesticide, the answer is pheromones, which is option B. What are these pheromones actually? They have a number of advantages on insecticides. Insecticides don't just kill the pest, but also beneficial for insects such as pollinators and pest-eating predators. Pheromones, on the other hand, are precisely targeted because each insect species has its own chemically distinct pheromone. So how are these pheromones used as a pest control will be your next question here. See, pheromones are chemicals. Okay, what are they? They are called as chemicals. Okay, I'm sorry, I'll write it here. So what are they called as? They are called as chemicals that is used by the insects and other animals to communicate with each other. Insects send these chemical signals to attract mates and warn others by the predators or find food. Using specific pheromone traps can be used to monitor. So when you use these things, you can monitor the target pest in agriculture or in residential areas. So this is the main reason why they are going for pheromones. So this is a chemical that is used to go by target. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option B. So pheromones and hormones. By applying insect hormones at wrong time in life cycle, insect can be killed off. Other than that, it also acts as a genetic control and quarantine. So it's alternative to pesticides. That the 3 things that I've given you are here the alternatives to the pesticides, the normal pesticides that we use, right? So these are the methods, different methods that we can use as an alternative to pesticides. Okay, next question here. Which of the following pesticide, which of the following pesticide is an acetyl cholinesterase inhibitor? Cholinesterase is an enzyme. Okay, so the right answer to this question is malathion, which is option C. So you don't have much explanation for this, but I can explain you what is this malathion. Is it an insecticide, or how can you tell it? Is an insecticide or pesticide? See, malathion is a pesticide. Okay, it is widely used in agriculture, residential, landscaping, public recreation areas, and many other areas also. The formula for this is C10H19O6PS2. Okay, and this is soluble in water. Is malathion harmful to humans? Malathion is of low toxicity. However, absorption or ingestion into the human body readily result in the metabolism of malathion, which is essentially sometimes becomes overtoxic. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option C. Next question here. Which one among the following chemicals is used for causing defoliation of forest trees? Okay, defoliation of forest trees. Now, what do you mean by defoliation? Maybe we need to know that. Instead of going directly into the answer, you can talk about defoliation, or you can simply say defoliant. So defoliant means it's a chemical that removes the leaf from the trees and plants used in warfare. So defoliation, or you can simply say defoliation of trees, right? Defoliation of trees. So what happens here exactly? It is to destroy or cause the widespread loss of leaves. How do you defoliate a tree? The most common way to defoliate a tree is to remove each and every leaf with scissors, leaving the leaf stalk or the petiole behind. The remaining petioles nourish the tree as the new buds contained with leaf axis begin to extend and open out. So this sometimes is used for beneficial action, sometimes it is used to kill the tree as well. So the one chemical that is used for causing the defoliation of the forest trees is 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. Okay, it is used for causing defoliation of forest trees, and it is an auxin hormone. So what is the hormone here? It is an auxin hormone. It stimulates the growth and activates of the cell of the roots, due to which the roots get destroyed and thus the plants finally destroy. And T4D is used to defoliate for the broad leaves of dicots. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option C. Next question here. What is Agent Orange? What is it actually? It's a chemical. Yeah, we all know it's a chemical, but what is it actually? It is a weedicide containing dioxin. Other than that, what else you can talk about Agent Orange? It's a chemical that I already mentioned. See, Agent Orange is a herbicide and a defoliant chemical, one of the tactical use, rainbow herbicides, etc. It is widely known for its use in US military as a part of a chemical warfare program and so on. So sometimes it is used for as a disadvantageous purpose also. Okay. Now what is Agent Orange? If you say, it's a weedicide which contains dioxin, and it is found to contain highly poisonous chemical which is called as dioxin, and it leads to death. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option B. Next question here. Of the world's top 5 crops in terms of annual production is dash. So this question is a direct question. You don't have much explanation for this, but I will tell you what the answer is. The top 5 crops are 4 belong to Phocae and 1 belongs to Solanaceae. So what is that Solanaceae? We all know it is potato, right? So what are the rest? So here you have the list. Potato, right? Then you have, obviously you will have 1 wheat, 1 rice, corn and barley, which belongs to the family Phocae. Okay, therefore the right answer to this question is option C. Next question here. The long-term prospects for a truly human civilization depends in large measure on dash. Okay, when we talk about human civilization, what is the large measure that we need to take from our side? The ability of humanity to moderate its fluency? No. Increasing in food production, that is also needed, but apart from that, what is the main cause of a disease? Or what is the main cause of the when it comes to a human civilization? It is the control of human diseases. Okay, the long-term prospects of truly human civilization depends on the large measures that we need to take in order to control human diseases. Okay, therefore the right answer to this question is option D. Food production can be done by the government side. We do a lot of research and we are still doing more. So we have some alternative to work forward for it. But when it comes to human diseases, it's uncontrollable and we are being the highest. When we are affected, what is the use then? Right? Therefore, the right answer is option D. So with this, we complete the part 4 of this chapter. Hope to meet you in the next part of the same chapter. Thank you.